Hey everyone, welcome back to the Living in Maryland channel where we discuss all things living here in the great state of Maryland. And today we are back with another real estate market update. It's been a little while since doing one of these, so just wanted to go over a couple stats of our most recent housing data from the Maryland Association of Realtors, and then just kind of go over a few things, kind of practical things that I'm seeing in the marketplace for buyers and for sellers, just to kind of give you an idea of exactly what kind of market we're dealing with here in the middle of summer 2024. So a couple things that I wanted to go over. First is our units sold. So I had mentioned, I think in one of my last market updates, that we had seen an uptick, an increase in units sold, which was great because for the 2 years prior to that, 18 months to 2 years prior to that, we were seeing a month, year over year and month over month decline in units sold. So there was less homes on the market, making it a very, very competitive environment for buyers. It was just kind of that perfect storm. So we saw a couple months ago, we saw that increase, which was good. The last couple months, we're seeing that back on the decline. With this most recent data, we're looking at a minus 12.3% decline year over year. So this year compared to this time last year in units sold. But we are looking at average and median sales price up roughly 5% year over year from last year. Next, months of inventory is up very slightly to 1.9 months currently versus 1.8 months of inventory this time last year. Again, just a quick kind of update and definition on what months of inventory is. It's basically our absorption rate. It's how we measure in real estate kind of what type of market we're looking at as far as inventory when it comes to buyers and sellers. So anything historically under 3 months of inventory, we are looking at what's called a seller's market. That means there's just not enough homes to meet the typical demand from the buyers at that given time. So that means prices are typically going to hold, if not go up, in an environment like that. And that is what we've been seeing the last few years. So we're looking at that when it comes to inventory. And then when it comes to days on market, we're looking at approximately 8 days right now as far as the median days on market. So there's still a lot of homes that are starting to sell. Although I will say this data is a little lagged. In summertime, it's pretty normal to see demand just being, a little more unpredictable, where you've got buyers traveling a lot, doing their beach trips out to the Eastern Shore, Bethany, Ocean City. A lot of people making their way down to the Outer Banks in North Carolina. So it gets a little more unpredictable when it comes to demand in the summertime. I would imagine next month we're going to see the days on market kind of inch up a little bit, because it seems like there are more and more homes starting to last and sit on the market a little longer than the number that I'm seeing here in this most recent report. And then we also have new listings down approximately 1,000 properties versus this time last year. So we've got a little bit of less, homeowners willing to list their home for whatever reason that is. So that's, again, another thing just kind of leading to the first number that we talked about, which is those units sold being down again year over year. So another thing that I'm closely paying attention to, as far as units sold, and then also how many homes are coming to the market, to kind of get an idea of what we're looking at as we start to inch forward and kind of make our way into this fall market. As always, I am a licensed realtor here in the state of Maryland. If you ever have any real estate questions or would like to discuss anything in regards to your thoughts or goals of purchasing or selling a home here in Maryland, we'd absolutely love to assist in any way possible. Feel free to reach out however you are most comfortable, and we'd love to have a conversation with you about your real estate goals. All right, next, just wanted to go over a few things when it comes to being on the selling side, on the buying side, in this market that we are currently in. As mentioned, during summertime, demand is just a little more unpredictable. So we've had an extremely hot summer this year. I mean, I don't know if that's keeping some buyers kind of indoors a little more. We've got a lot of traveling that always happens. Marylanders love their beach trips, so we always see that, I think, impact demand a little bit. And then as we move closer here into August, we're going to start seeing a lot more families probably settling down as they start getting ready for the new school year. So that might, start to impact demand a little bit. But overall, if you are a home seller, if you are thinking of selling a home, we are still in a seller's market. So the market is still, based on the data, the market is in your favor. However, we are starting to see, a little bit of a slowdown. We're starting to see buyers just kind of not as many of them. We were kind of used to coming out of this market where you stick a home on the market and you're getting 3-4 offers in the first weekend. We're starting to see that start to slowly dissipate. So we're starting to see more homes sit on the market, 2, 3, 4+ weeks. just kind of depending on the property, depending on the price point, and kind of, things specific to that property. But we're starting to see a little more of that. So if you're looking to sell a home, just that's something to be aware of, as you're entering into this market, that's something that may be realistic as you go onto the market. Switching to the buy side, we are starting to and have been slowly over the last, I'd say 1 to 2 months, entering into a much more normalized market where I'm seeing almost all of my buyers having, the rights to inspect property. We're not seeing as much of the bidding. We're not seeing buyers having to waive as many contingencies, things like inspections, appraisal waivers, things like that. We're starting to see a little more of, reasonable buyer credits, especially if the buyer is willing to be a little flexible with the purchase price. So we're starting to see a lot more of those more neutral things that we see in neutral markets kind of coming back and kind of leveling that playing field when it comes to the buying side of things. So if you're a buyer on the fence, I would recommend, maybe starting to feel it out and starting to take a look at properties and not just assume that, all these homes are going to get multiple offers on the first weekend, because we are starting to see that slow down when it comes to that. So if you're a buyer that maybe needs a little bit of seller help, it might be worth kind of getting your feet wet and starting to look at properties that have been on the market a couple weeks, and that might be a little more of a reality in today's market as we start and continue to make our way into kind of the final part of 2024. All right, everyone, thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you learned something new. If you ever have any real estate questions or need anything at all, please feel free to reach out, and we will see you at the next video.